And we are now live. So it is July 13th, 2025. We're going to just start with the usual. Guys pretty know what the usual is by now. Monthly levels, untested levels of monthly support levels are we are interested in bidding as of right now. We have a strong monthly uptrend starting from here to current price action, which is the current pink line. Where we're looking at is 96 and 82,000 for a pullback if we were going to pull back to. That's pretty much it as of right now. Just to keep in mind, we still have 17 days in the month, 18 days approximately. So keep in mind, this is still a lot of things could happen in 1 month. You can also just keep in mind that this candle can turn bearish as well. Does not have to be a nice happy green candle, right? It could still turn bearish. Just keep in mind with the time frame of how much we have left in the month. It doesn't mean that, yes, it is looking bullish for now, but within 17 days, a lot of things could happen. A lot of things can happen, and it's not good to get super excited or super bullish, thinking we're going to a million or so forth. So just want you to have your senses aligned, not get too emotional, not to have FOMO, as things do give a retest, as in retesting support on the monthly, which would be one of these two levels. Usually, I like to say it doesn't leave without you, the market, so that's all you gotta look for. All right, now we're gonna push it to the weekly. What have we done? So we are still trending within the weekly uptrend, which is from here to here, right? So I'll remove this line for now. Weekly support that was held was weekly support here, and they did test that level off of 109,000. So this level is tested. So I'm not interested in buying here if price were to come back down there. The levels that I'm interested in buying are right around 104,000, 102,000, and 100. Whoops, not that. And 109,000. I am still expecting this to be an uptrend as of right now. And if we're going to see price continue, we would have to look at something on the daily time frame or even the 4 hour, because I don't really have much price action to really work on within that leg. Yes, we have the weekly level here, right? But let's say if you do get a weekly close below 109,000, this could be a reason. Let's say if the weekly closes back below, this could be a reason to get short and then to target these levels here, right? And I wouldn't be shorting anything as of right now on Bitcoin. It's smart to take profit here if you're long, because I don't think everything is going to go up in one shot. We are at pretty good psychological levels, saying like around 120,000, for instance, is a nice psychological level. Maybe 124 or 125,000. We are somewhere where price could possibly reject. There's no reason to chase right now. I would sit on your hands until we get a failure, but it does make sense to possibly reject around here. Let's just push it to the daily. We're gonna look more. Let's look, because I don't want to chart. I don't want to chart things down here. It doesn't make sense to. So I'm really only interested in looking things within this leg and maybe a little bit of the top range here. And if we do start to come back down, then I'll start marking out those levels again. But I'm going to only chart to what is more current right now. So looking at the daily time frame, the last daily support that was gained was right here at 111,000. And you guys know I've been talking about that level for a while, which it did give a rejection here, right? And they cleared the liquidity, And after they clear liquidity from that rejection on the prior daily, price just swept up and there's price discovery. That's why it rejected there off of the first daily and it held. It held probably somewhere up around here, maybe a 4-hour level or something. But that's why the price is currently pumping. As of right now, if you're just looking at the daily time frame, it's like, hey, okay, I'm thinking, if you have this mindset, it's like, I'm thinking price is going to go higher. We're going to go to 130, 140, whatever. And you want to be an aggressive buyer here. You do have daily support from here to here. I know people call these order blocks, but it's not really order blocks. It's just understanding the trend up, right? And you came down, right? And then you came up. That's trend. So you understand the trend of within that price action. Yeah, you can call it an order block, but it's just the trend of the daily levels within those candles. So you do have support here at 117,500 approximately, which could be a good place to hold. And your stop loss would want to be at that low right around here. And then if you're looking for higher, you hold, you would probably want to look for continuation, right? If we do take out these lows, right? If you do take out these lows and then you close below these levels here, you have a reason to get short. And you're ideally targeting the daily here. I don't understand. I see on Twitter, I see what people post, I see what people share. They draw some type of fucking circle here thinking that price is just going to bounce, right? It doesn't make sense to just bid random levels of just air, to be honest, if you're just using the daily time frame. I consider this stuff all air until prices, you have a price structure. Yes, you could look at something in the 4-hour, for instance. You will get some random bounces, which really what it is. But I'm not interested in bidding something where I don't have a clear identification of where the liquidity is. I know the liquidity is here, right? The most volume comes from the open and closes of the candles. I don't have anything there. Maybe we can push it to the 4-hour to really see what's going on. So we're just going to break it down into the 4-hour, see what was tested, what was untested. So we know where price is not going to reject or hold. You have this 4-hour here. Let me check on Bybit or somewhere real quickly to see if that was tested elsewhere. No, it wasn't tested. Yeah, I marked that on my last chart. Okay, so you have an untested 4-hour here at 118,000, which is a nice level to hold. Right now we're at that 120,000 level psychological. There's still no reason to short here. If you're interested in shorting, this is how I would play it right now. So let's mark the trends. Let me get rid of this pink line right here. We're going to mark the trend so we know what is going on. So you came down, right? And you came up. And then this didn't make a new low until here. So you came down. And then this is your current uptrend, right? So if you do get 4-hour closes below 118,000, there is the possibility that we could come back down to the range lows around here, right? But they did test this range low right here. They did test it from this bounce. So you're just really working off of that daily, which I said, and your stop loss would be, if you're looking at the daily, would be right here, right? So if you're going to be playing this, I would really, if you want to be very careful, you could get a short here, and then you just got to watch the daily and see if daily price is going to hold here. If daily price is going to hold here, this 4-hour is not going to be very strong resistance, for instance, because then the daily is way more, let's say, more powerful than the 4-hour, right? So you would really want to watch out for that, because if they clear the liquidity on that 4-hour, right? Let's say they bounce from the daily, and how there's like what? There's six 4-hour daily candles, right? in a daily, right? So if you do close below it and then you test it, you clear the liquidity here and you're holding the daily, you got to watch here to see if they tested it or not. Because if they test the daily here and then the liquidity is cleared on the 4 hour here, they could bring it all the way back up to where they're rejecting it, for instance. So right now I would be very cautious. I would not really be interested in um, looking for longs here, to be honest. I wouldn't be really interested in looking for shorts here. It's a little bit speculative for me. I'd maybe only be interested at the 117,000 level with the stop at the low, hoping that the trend will continue higher. Um, that's all I really have for right now. You're more or less more interested in the longs from like maybe around here to even around here. But if you do see, we're going to see a lot of price development come from this area. And once we get a lot of price development coming around from here, then we can have a better gauge and understanding of like, okay, there's more trend, there's more untested levels. It's going to build a better and more easier story for us to understand. So just wait. There's no FOMO. It's not going to go like this. It's not going to go up like that. If it does, it does. But like, I don't care if it does, you know? It's really unlikely. You're gonna find something that makes sense, and then you're like, okay, now it's a good time to get long. Okay, now it's a good time to get short. So just wait. The week just started. There's no reason to rush. That's why when the week ended after everything pumped on Friday, right? We had no reason to really rush into anything. The move was already done. So that's what I really want to get away from that. The takeaway from this whole example. Is there any questions before I move on to something else? No questions. Okay, we'll move to Ethereum. We're gonna start with a fresh chart. So Ethereum was clean. I hope you guys caught that move. We were talking about it for a very long time. We knew where the monthly levels were, right? We talked about this monthly level. We talked about this monthly level. And look where price is currently stalling at. It is at that monthly level. So you're going to have to watch out for what price is going to do around here. We still have 17 days, 18 days in the month. So please be careful, right? So that's what I'm currently looking for. I'll mark the lower levels of monthly support that you would want to be watching, for instance, which would be here, here, and you could say here for now, as that is a new trend. So that's what I currently have for the monthly, and then we have the next monthly level here. We know this is, yeah, I think alts are the real play as well too. Bitcoin is really not the place you're looking for, right, to make trades. I don't think it's gonna pump maybe, but I don't think it's gonna pump as hard as Ethereum. I think Ethereum looks the best. So this is my I have my gut feelings. I have my speculations, right? Um there is the possibility for Ethereum, in my opinion. This is just from experience and what I've seen and what I sort of understand, that we might not really get a strong pullback on Ethereum. This level here might not reject, and I think there's the possibility that this price action on Ethereum can just shoot up straight up like this, in my opinion. Not really giving anything steep as in a pullback. And what I'm going to really want to be talking about is like for Ethereum is why I think that's going to happen and where you need to get long in order to be able to catch that move. Let's say from current price action, for instance, that's another 55%, right? Because we know this is tested, right? So we're going to push it to the weekly. And the weekly close was nice, right? The weekly close was very nice. So what was cleared on the way up from the weekly, right? So as of right now, this price action now is tested, right? So they tested this to go up to get to where price is currently at, right? And if you do come back down around there, you have that monthly level that I just marked at 25.26, but they tested it off the weekly. So I'd be very cautious. And your next weekly level of support is 22.28, right? So I like this level here. And then I'm going to talk about the prior weekly candle of where we closed above. So we're going to look left, and we have weekly support here at 2,823 to 2,622, right? I'm going to draw a box here. A nice box here. This is the area to hold, because you know this monthly level here I was talking about at 32.81. This was the swing, right, that brought you all the way down, right? And on the monthly, it's untested. But now when you're looking at it from the weekly standpoint, you see how they tested it twice. So there is that speculation that this might not really act as resistance. So you have to keep in mind. So we're going to write here, do not short because it is tested on the weekly, right? So I would really be very cautious here. But then you looking at the monthly here, they tested it here, but they did not test it on the weekly. So we do have some weekly resistance here to around, that's tested. So I would say 36.33 is a level to watch. So how am I going to play this on Ethereum? So we're at monthly resistance right now, right? So we could see a possible trend reversal to go down to probably those weekly levels. So depending how price plays and how things happen within the month, I am interested in buying this box here at 30. I'm interested to see what would happen at 28.25 area to 26.19. Obviously, longing lower is better, right? But 28.23, for instance, I would like to see how the reaction looks like, and then we can work with what the price action is giving there to get that bounce to maybe even push to 36.33 if it's going to give that shallow rejection. If this fails and we start to get closes below these levels, and you start to get weekly failures below here, you get weekly failures below here, you get weekly failures below here, the price action could push down to here or even as low as here. So as of right now, the idea is to long the trend for higher. But if we do get weekly closes below these levels, you're going to have to be a lot more cautious to say, okay, where do I need to bid? Where do I need to exit or flip short or whatever, right? So we have the week just opened. Don't long here. That's retarded, right? Don't long there. Wait for a retest, a weekly retest. We're just using the weekly time frame, right? Because we want to catch the big boy moves, right? We're not catching the big boy moves looking at the 1 hour or the 15 minute. We're using the big boy time frames to catch the big boy moves. So that's what we're watching for, this level and this level here, right? So watch for that. I think it's going to bounce from somewhere around there. And we'll also push it to the ETH BTC pair, which looks really good as well too. I already have the levels marked. So it sort of coincides to weekly support here. So you see how nice that weekly close was. So I would like to honestly see when maybe Ethereum might be a better short for now if the price does dump. But I would like to see what price does when we come back to here, right? I want to see the reaction here. And depending where Ethereum is, I would like to see what the reaction is here. And if the reaction is holding clean, which I wanted to hold clean for, then we can probably get the move from here to there, right? I will look left, and they cleared a lot of the liquidity, right? You also have this weekly level here. So We'll make a nice box, honestly. So you can screenshot this. I'll obviously upload the video, but yeah, there we go, Marco. You still have it open, so I said you could get 100. Yeah. Wow, that's insane. That's crazy. You could get a, yeah, I literally said that. That's fucking crazy. So yeah, wait, wait for this. Wait for this. Put alerts there. 0.2453 to 0.2415 sats. Wait for this to get that continuation. That's 30% going back to Ethereum. 30% approximately. So that's what it is. And like I haven't done analysis on anything till really like my last video because we already knew what was going to happen, right? So we're planning already everything in advance on the weekly. So we're going to be watching out for this. This is going to be very important. If we do start to fail and it gets really ugly and it's not giving the reactions, just be careful, Just be careful. You got that retired in JL? Okay. What else should I cover? I think we should cover XRP. Okay. Okay, so XRP. So where it bounced from on the monthly was right here at 216, and we have monthly resistance here at 304, right? This level here, they front ran it, and knowing XRP can go pretty bananas, right? They front ran this level. I would watch out for 304 just in case, because let's say if it does reject, it would actually not be so pretty. I wouldn't short it, but I would just watch out. But going back to the weekly on XRP, so we tested this weekly here, gave the rejection, and now you're just gonna watch for, is this gonna be yeah, of course, Steve. So is she gonna high, a lower high? Is this gonna be another lower high here? And I don't think there's any reason to rush into XRP right now. Yes, it could go. I understand it can go, and it's gonna probably go do a bananas move or something crazy. But we want to get those retests to get in, right? Whether the weekly retest could be at 270 to 257 to 243, for instance. Watch out. I want a retest. I want 270 retest. Let's push it to the daily to see how did it do. So on the daily, it gave the retest here. So it has to pump now, in my opinion. If it does start to reject here, I would be more interested at 257 for the long. Because I don't think everything is going to go in one shot. This is where people start to get FOMO. They think everything is just going to go up in one shot. It doesn't go up in one shot. It usually has a consolidation pattern, right? Whatever the consolidation pattern may be. Maybe it gives a lower high here, and then it just goes sideways a bit, right? People think it's going to break out. Then it gives a dip. You get in on the dip, and then it goes. That's what you really got to watch out for. Nothing really goes in one unison, one time. You see, it does a lot of shit before it does something, right? Nothing goes up in a straight line. Nothing. It goes up, comes down. Comes up, goes down. You get it? I'm not trying to be like, okay, yeah, I know it all. But that's how you have to understand. It's going to give your fucking retest. Don't be an idiot and be like, oh, it's going to go without me. It doesn't leave without you, man. It wants to take liquidity. Price wants to take liquidity before it goes higher. It wants to take your liquidity take you out, before it goes higher. It's gonna take people out before it goes higher. So let's take people out before it go higher. Even if it does go higher, right? Let's say if it does go higher, right? It can still come back down, and you're like, okay, then let's go. You know what I mean? It will still come back there and give you the levels. Those levels are there for a reason. You know? This is FOMO right here. You see what I mean? This is FOMO. This is not FOMO. This is being patient because your level is a magnet. Otherwise, you're just going to be scaring away money from your account. So yeah, that's FOMO, for instance. This is even FOMO too, right? People thinking, oh, we're going to break out. This can very well much be a lower high to come down here, you know? I don't know what it's going to do, but I don't suggest longing the top, right? Should we do Solana? Solana is actually like one of the coins right now that doesn't look the strongest compared to everything else, right? It looks like it's trying to catch up, right? So it's basically giving second test of that monthly. Luke drinking a beer, and that's where FOMO comes in. The traders think this shit's gonna go. Yeah, exactly. Nothing goes in one candle. It never goes in one candle. It takes time, man. That's why we look at the monthly. I always say the monthly is the slowest moving candle, right? It's the slowest moving candle. So why do you need to rush? It's not going to leave without you. It's so slow. It gives you so much time to get a perfect entry, right? Okay, so what is tested? What is untested? Tested, untested, untested, and untested. Okay, so these are your monthly levels right now. We are aware that this 124 level was front ran, right? And this is like your last, like your lower range of untested level on Sol 42. If that shit really does get really bad, but yeah, but we're gonna focus on what's happening now. Okay. Looking at the weekly. Weekly looks good. Where did it close above? Closed above here, right? Closed above here. So weekly retest into 158 would be ideal. And Solana has a little bit more resistance than the other coins, for instance. So I don't know if this coin is going to be a great performer as of right now, but retest 158 weekly to push it to 175. Above 175, you're getting up to 202 to even 231. Got it? If 158 doesn't hold, you have weekly support here to here. I don't think you should really look at the daily right now, because if you're just looking at the upper trends, for instance, it's just better to just get in at the weeklies. I was waiting for this. I was trying to long Sol, to be honest, on Friday, I believe, and I wanted to retest the 154, and it didn't give me that 154 retest there. It bounced at 155, and I was like, you fucking shithead. You know, I was a little annoyed, but Sol looks good. It's pumping as of right now. Would I long here right now? Obviously not. Just be patient, man. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Your entries are gonna come to you, whether it's later or now. You know, there's no reason to rush into it. So no reason to long here. I would be looking for longs, but I wouldn't be looking for shorts as of right now, unless we get into these monthly levels around up there. It looks good. And if you do get failures and you start to fail below, you get weekly closes below these levels, then you have reasons to get short. And then, I'm looking for weekly support would be at $112. Still used to saying 1,000 now because of Bitcoin. but 112. And then you have 205. I do think it could come down here. Sol doesn't look the best compared to everything else, but because the market looks bullish, right? It does look like it's more likely going to go up. So looking at these weekly levels at 158 and 154, that's where I would be interested in possibly trying to get long around here to push up higher, and then your invalidations would be around here, right? Because you already tested 146 off of that monthly, so you want to just really stay above that low within that current monthly. We have 70 days in the month, so there's no reason to really rush. Anything else I should cover? Is there any other coins you guys are really looking at that think is a good potential for me to chart, where it has a good potential to do a million X or something? No? You guys know more shit coins than me. I only look at the top 3. Like, I have coins that are probably like, if I even pull up my old list. Let me see if I can pull up my old list. If I even know how to pull this shit up. Okay, one sec. BTC pairs. Like, these are the coins I was watching. And all these coins, most of these coins don't even have chart history. Cardano, I don't even know what that is. Binance coin. BAT. Doge, maybe? Yeah, we can look at Doge. What is BAT doing? I'm not trying to say that. Is that a low or high? I mean, a high or low? Let's look at BAT first. Shit, my arm fell asleep. Let's look at BAT. And then we'll look at Doge. Okay. Is it shitcoin season? Probably is shitcoin season. Starting at the monthly. I like this coin. You know what they say? Like, if you're using something every single day, like stocks, for instance, let's say you eat Chipotle. I eat Chipotle a lot. It's like Warren Buffett says you should buy that stock or something. If you use the company that if you use the company like Chipotle or McDonald's or Nike or whatever, you should buy that stock. That's what he says, right? I use BAT. I use their browser, Brave, right? So maybe this is something worth watching, right? So this looks good. It is currently back testing monthly. Tested, untested. Push it to weekly. Man, this looks good. This looks good. Let's see where you can get an entry. This is not good liquidity. Well, this is on the BAT. This maybe has way better liquidity. I can actually see what price is going on. Oh, look at it, dude. Most of these coins look like they are bottoming. Like they're gonna get a reversal of some sort. Because at this point, it's like you're looking up here, for instance, and up here. So if you, let's say you put like $1,000 into this, you're looking at maybe 400, 500% possibly. So if you have money laying around, I think it's the time, to be honest, to be throwing your money in some shit coins. This being one of them, for instance. Because given how Ethereum is pumping and how Ethereum looks, things are probably going to be heading in that direction, right? And then the money, then what happens after the money flows into the altcoins, right? and then the shit coins, and then it goes down the list. So I think we're heading towards that part of the cycle where we maybe get the 2017 shitcoin season if you were in there. When you were in there, you could throw money into anything, and you turned $100 into $1,000 overnight. That's how crazy it was. So yeah, I like this coin to buy. If you want to get in on leverage, shit, man, like where would you want to get in on leverage? The thing is the funding. That's the only problem with the leverage part of it, right? So it's actually holding weekly support. So you could mark it in technically, sort of gave the front ran, but I wouldn't go too heavy with the leverage. But you could swing this to possibly 30 cents in the short term. That's 100%. That's where I'm targeting. Okay, so let's go Doge. I think let's do the Doge BTC pair first. Right? No, we need some longer Doge BTC pair. Binance is the best. Okay, I have this line here. Okay, similarly, in 2014 to here, Doge sort of traded like the VIX, right? Where every time it came down to that bottom range, it basically pumped. We don't have that same type of bottom range really, but let's see what we can work with here. So that was the last swing that you need to get above. So this is tested, and then you have price from here to here, and then you have price from here to here, right? It does look good, Steve. I wouldn't count this out, man. I can't. It's like you can't. It's like why hate on the crypto, man? Well, like why be bearish? You know, I think like you gotta just like say fuck Bitcoin, man, and just like get in alts, man. I think this is the time for alts. There's a time for everything. It doesn't mean it has to go down, but like there is the time, and I think this is the time. So the BTC pair looks good. We push it up. If we start, let's go to the daily, because I think as we may be bottoming out, it's more reasonable to look at something on the smaller time frame. So the BTC pair is holding support there. So it actually is logical for it to pump here right now. So now let's go to the Doge USD. I think Coinbase has good history, right? No, it doesn't, because Doge has been longer. Doge USD, let's go Binance. Okay, there we go. Okay, so holding monthly support, which it has been holding for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? Tested. Wow, tested. Okay, untested. This area here is untested. And then you have untested here and here. So it's at 20 cents and you have 32 cents. All-time high was what? This is Saturday Night Live, 74 cents. At least to 27 cents, bro, for now. 27 to 33 cents. And then if you get monthly closes above 32 cents, you are possibly looking at new all-time highs for Doge, in my opinion. As of right now, 17 days in the month, holding here, which is what you want to see. Gave the close on the weekly. Where would the weekly retest be? If I want a weekly retest, the weekly retest would be here at 18. We have to just push it to the daily to see where would a daily retest be. Held, closed, below, tested. So it tested this swing here, right? and now it's pumping. Um, I don't think it's really gonna leave yet. Maybe on the next daily. Let's say if we get a slow day tomorrow in crypto, and you close back above, the daily retest for Dogecoin would want to be right around here, right? You want to get that daily retest there, and I'll make it white because um, that's what you want to see if the daily closes like this, or even if the daily closes above here, that swing, right? Because we know the story here. It's pretty much tested. You have one daily level because look at the weekly. The weekly has cleared the liquidity already. It cleared the liquidity here, right? And then they pretty much cleared the liquidity up here. Did they? Was it on the monthly? Yeah. Sort of close to there. I wouldn't say it's exactly cleared, but you get the idea. It's going up most likely. That's pretty much what I have for Doge. It looks good, dude. It looks good. Thanks for bringing that out. I'll definitely keep an eye on this one, and then if I see something within the next day, I wouldn't long here right now because it's already pumping. But if it gives a retest of some sort, I would definitely I'll ping it in the chat. Let's look through my old shitcoin list though. Let's see what we can find. Cardano. Cardano is one of those crazy coins too. Yeah, let's just go through it first and then. Yeah, BAT looks fucking crazy. I don't know if it's really. I hope it's an alt season, man. I hope there's an alt season coming. Doge we just covered. Engine. These coins were crazy, man. Ethereum Classic. Wow. Okay. If Ethereum is pumping, we should look at its brother, right? It'd be a little negligent to ignore the Down syndrome's stepbrother or something, right? Nothing that I have against Down syndrome people, but let's see. So that's what we're looking for. How's the volume? Volume is very low, which I don't like. I don't know if we have, but we'll look at the. Okay. I think it's worth it to keep an eye on this though, because it does look really good. And let's see, tested, untested, untested. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay. Is that real? Did it really go to 170? Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I think I'm gonna buy some. I think what I'm gonna do. This is like a higher. This is a higher. It's a higher beta, dude. This is a higher beta. You are not going to be like. This is what I'm seeing. This whole region here is pretty much tested, right? This whole region here is tested. So you could really, the only level that is just like a little iffy is this 47. But the point I'm trying to make here is if you do, let's say you do get above 26 and 32, and let's just say this 47 level is untested, you are potentially looking for something like this, for instance. 500%. You are looking for some fucking absurd candle on Ethereum Classic, if that's the case. And if that's the case for Ethereum Classic, I wonder maybe Ethereum is going to be pushing um 6,000-7,000 a coin, right? But we're gonna take it step by step. I'm just going from hypothetical of a bag holding play where like you do hold this for maybe until the end of the year 2026, and then we do start to get that momentum of price really start to going pretty because this is the time to buy, man. What is price basically? You have a trending phase, and then after a trending phase, you have a distribution phase, then you have a downtrending phase, and then you have an accumulation phase, right? This right here is your accumulation phase on Ethereum Classic, for instance. I would consider this is all accumulation. I don't want to use this box. Let's just use my let's use the rotator rectangle. This here is pretty much accumulation. You're buying down here. You got to look at it more of a logical standpoint. You're buying down here, and then once after the accumulation is done, you're looking for an uptrend. So this is very possible after since 2022, since 2021 or wherever. This is when you're going to start to look for entries to just buy, hold, and forget about it. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this, and I'm going to maybe buy some now, buy some later. I don't care if I'm buying at 18 or 15 or 16 or 17, because what's the difference if you're going to be capturing a move like that? The $1, $2 price point. Just buy some and forget about it, right? So I think this one is good to keep an eye on. Let's look at the older shit coins. Like then again with ETH, right? This is all tested too. So it sort of has that same projection. For instance, that this could probably come up to here or even up here. It makes sense? So we could get 400% more on Ethereum. So for 400% more of current price action of 3,000, so 400, that would put Ethereum close to what? 12,000 a coin approximately, which is definitely doable, right? Unless this just goes sideways forever, but Fetch doesn't look interesting. EOS, the EOS die. I remember this coin. This is the biggest IPO coin, or what is it, ICO coin in history. EOS. Why does it look like shit? Maybe because it is shit. Okay. IOTA. Man. You see how old my shit is? Yeah, well, I guess it died. Hold here or die. I was definitely wrong. Link. Looks good, honestly. If you get above there, it looks good. It's basically the same story. It's all the same story. You're looking for these big measured moves. Right? Litecoin. Man. Yeah, no point of looking at Litecoin, honestly. Neo. You see, this is how shit my Ravencoin. VeChain. I think we should look at VeChain. I don't know if you guys watch UFC, but they have their sponsors on the UFC Octagon, right? Looks like they have some money, so you should watch around for them. Same idea, tested. This is untested, but like, get the point. Yeah, just accumulate bags. I'll make a list of bags that I'm interested in. This being one of it. Let me write this down. I'm gonna write this down, and I'll basically make a list of things I'm interested in. One of them being vet. The other one was gonna be Doge, ETC, BAT, and these are more of the old school coins. Tron. What's cooking with Tron? The BTC pair is eh. You guys have any other coins you want me to look at? USD pair looks fine, but the BTC pair looks ugh. Doesn't look. What is this? Why is it like that? I guess it's at monthly support. Unless it does start to go, maybe it just pops. $200% more than current price action. Man, Aave, man. Aave before it was Aave was called LEND. Lend. Aave looks good too. I'll make a list. Let me see. Where did all my lists go? Open list. Seller. No, I want something that I need to put the volume to, honestly. Because if some of these coins have good volume at the lows, I think Engine is something. I'll write this one down too. ENJ. I already wrote that. Fetch. It does look good actually. Fetch. Because this here, the way this is accumulating here, is like a bull flag, so it could just go like that. But there's more monthly resistance here and here. Hot. I remember this coin. Oh no, yeah, hot. Hollow. I don't even know what some of these coins do, bro. Looks like a lot of them just died. Oh yeah, so you're looking at Chainlink, right? I guess it's gonna be, well, that's tested. That's tested. Well, you have 20. Your next level is 25. This doesn't count. Link, you're above 25. You're looking for all-time highs. So I'm gonna put that on that list. Litecoin. I don't know if I should pay attention to this coin. It's like, should I or should I not? Man, oh man. Above 207, you're looking at all-time highs. Where is it holding? It's holding here. And it's holding here. Looks good. It looks good for a double up. It looks good for 207. You just gotta buy, honestly. Just buy it and just fucking forget about it. Because it's less likely than not that it pumps, because Bitcoin pumped, Ethereum pumped, right? They need to catch up. So people are looking for the shit that hasn't moved. Neo, like Chinese, is this Chinese Ethereum? 6 to 45 at least. To 36. Right. It has some work to do though. But yeah, it looks good. Knowles, dead coins. A lot of junk. You see, this is junk that you were looking. Nem. I actually love this coin. I thought it was the coolest coin ever. What happened to it, man? This coin fucking died. Oh my god. Doesn't even look good, man. Look at the volume. The volume is just not there. XLM looks good for all-time highs. Damn, I had a retest there and I didn't fucking long it. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. Bitcoin's at 121. Let's see. Yeah, there's no reason to rush, man. That's why you don't want to long here, man. You're long just betting it could do something so sharp. You know, it could do something very sharp and just wreck everyone. Do not chase. Could very much well be close to a high, you know, because if you were, let's say you were let's say you're 100x shorting, longing here, you definitely did not get stopped out if you were longing here, for instance. You did not get stopped out longing on the way up. You got very lucky. So it's very likely that you are going to get that flush. That's really going to take a lot of people out. So be careful. Now that it makes new highs, now you know that if you do get failures below back here, you have reason to short. How long have we been streaming for? 57 minutes. Yeah, be careful, man. Be careful. You guys have any other questions? Do you like me to cover anything else or any other shit coins? Tia looks fine for now. I do expect a pullback. I don't think it's just going to go up in one shot. So we are sort of getting there, and I think we'll get the pullback this week, to be honest. So just wait for the entries, and you'll get the entries. They'll come. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to call it here. Thanks for joining. I hope you guys had a good night. I'm just going to cut the recording right now.